from Yelukam.
Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Today, na number 23 day, we na Sunday for this month of April 2023. My name na Capo Daniel, wuna own countryman, Mr. No Connie, Ambazonian FBI. Wuna welcome once more for another episode of our daily podcast. A program would bring una the truth, would bring una meaningful information, fact-based analysis for help we as we work for this journey to our freedom and the independence of Ambazonia.
My brother, you have been missing 10 years ago. I saw you last time.
Good people of Ambazonia, as today na Sunday, I go start with a panabo where it talks say those who come before equity must come with clean hands. Do unto others as you would want others to do unto you. The meaning for this panabo na say justice itself is defined by your own very conduct. One may say you deserve what you get based on the way you behave yourself. It does not take a religious person to read the Bible or a Quran or even to take a look into our traditional practice, our customary laws, where justice is seen to be a nature. The talk say the thing where you don't meet up and for outside, the thing where you go around, na way you come around. Yes, the baba thing the way you do am, na don't finally catch you. Anyhow we choose to talk the wisdom about natural justice in the height. Even God, the talk say, the way we judge people, now the way he go judge you. This thing is cut like two-side cutlass, just like the traditional cutlass for Ambazonia, where you get two side. It means say what make you no begin do for other people them. Thing where you no go like them or you no go be happy if some other person is do them for you. For inside Bible, it talks some story where some man he be owe plenty money, then catch you for lock him for prison. Them check again, then talk to me, then let me go. The man he come out, he walk out for outside, he go meet up some other man where that man too he owe him money. He hold that man, talk say you must pay my money, and not go let you go. The man where believe the first man, he see him, he talk say the man a wicked man. He catch him, he lock him. Talk say even a woman they go seize him, he pick it, they go work slave labor until they go pay that money, they no ever give you freedom. That one Bible they show we say even Papa God, he need a sorry man where he go do bad. And then they expect say mean a good thing he come for ye. We for Ambazonia would need to examine ourselves properly, because for the dealing for human being, man we already get money, man we already get the power. He need to look justice for our side. If he beat another man, he see something unless some bigger power he go dey. We for Ambazonia will be not the victim for this war. We La Republic, it don't catch we hold on for skin because say the man way be the guide we. The British government, where we can't take we, make we as a country. If we go sell we, it give we for other side. As we don't see document where come out for England, it talks say British government they consider we as people the way they don't integrate them into Cameroon. But where the book where they be sign them for the United Nations, the promise where they be making for we for people for our side. Now say would go join La Republic as two equal partner. But in reality, themselves they know say they don't go take we now for good time for place where will not belong. We are a victim of injustice. And today we fight for get justice. We ourselves will need to behave like people the way they deserve justice. Especially the people the way they fight, saying that they fight for the free Ambazonia. Bible talks you know if you take darkness, you go win light. You know if you do baba thing them, then you expect say you go win, get freedom. In any work that way. Now it will be important. Say the people the way they fight this freedom. Me the whole principles. This principle it be more bigger, more important than even which way you fight for. Today, fellow Ambazonian, me gonna permit me, do want not beside the preach na preach, but I want to share una gospel way I share them today for inside our own tabernacle or church, whatever you call them, or you read your Bible na for hustle, or you look at them for your phone. Now the verse this way I get them to share them for una listen. For the book for 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 1, it talks about it. If I did talk for tongues, make I read them for English because some people will talk say you read them for pidgin, it means they know the true thing because they undermine pidgin. If I speak in tongues of men or of angels, but do not love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom the mystery and all knowledge, and if I have faith that can move mountains, but I do not love, I am nothing. If I give all my possessions to the poor and give over my body to the hardship that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. This chapter, it talks about it. All thing we person they do for this Bible, for they do good thing, go up can now useless thing. If inside your heart you not get love, you not love people. Now the same thing for this struggle. Whatever you are doing, if you are an organizational, you are an activist, you are a soldier, you are fighting, you do so many things for Ambazonia. But if you need to put the people first, you need to put that value for justice for Ambazonia, make it lead you first. All those things, them it will go for water. At the end, it will all become useless. I go for break down this theory for una in a way where it go make sense in light to our struggle. Make una sabi. No be history again. Say me, Capo Daniel, inside this our collective struggle. The work we done do for Ambazonia, it never be recognized only with domestically. It then define Ambazonia struggle for shape the perception where the international community get them for we. Especially my defense of Ambazonia against Cameroon propaganda, Cameroon distortion, and Cameroon entrapment for Ambazonia. Would face an enemy where they get a brutal military with a brutal propaganda machine led by Kunyam Titus. For you to defeat Cameroon, you cannot be a priest. That is why I have transformed myself into a counter machine for La Republique, to match them method by method, energy by energy. If the enemy is not sleeping, I will not sleep until my people are free. And I can assure you that the international community have recognized my work for Ambazonia. I am responsible for this struggle partly. In our collective effort to free our country, I've played a very significant role, and I will not let it to go in vain. So remember, I have the right and the power to take complete and primary responsibility for this liberation struggle based on my input. I've told you people that the Cameroon government have two primary enemies of Ambazonia that they have identified in their latest effort to fight us diplomatically, targeting Dr. Cho Ayaba and me, Capo Daniel. Only these two. And it reflects our effort in leading our country. I've put it clearly to our people that I believe, based on our contribution to our nationalism, Ambazonians have four key players that are leading our struggle. Ayaba Cho, Capo Daniel, Ebeneza Akwanga. These are the only three command officers, I believe. And then you have Jomba Okoro, who also mobilizes the population. These are the four key primary principles of our liberation struggle. I will not over-labor myself to make this case because, as I've told you people, if it requires me to become a chameleon, not a chameleon, a lizard, I will do that because our people will never do that because of the very nature of ourselves. But this is what I have to tell you people. There have been an audio out there that have questioned certain things that have demonstrated the real stupidity that holds us and that have a potential to kill Ambazonian struggle. Our greatest enemy and limitation to our freedom is not La Republique, it is Ambazonia. Listen to this audio, which I'm going to react to, and all the theory that I've explained previously will make sense to you at the end. Listen.
Evening or afternoon. Markham make a small response to the audio where Ngoma they ran for media. Yeah. Now so Koni put they do things. You know, if it love somebody, hate it picking them. There's no way that one thing happen. If you love somebody, hate it picking them, it means say you love that person. It means say you hate that person. And if you continue to say you love that person, hate it picking them, it means say you only pretend or pretend. You know, if they blame ego of C and then they hate. then why you leave the organization? Why you not settle your differences with or table your problem for the head of the organization where you and him are there in good terms and you know say they do now a good man where they do the right thing. But you blame the organization, you love the head of the organization. Then that's hypocrisy now.
So this comrade, according to which way they talk, hate the egg of C. I don't talk say I hate the egg of C and I like na Dr. Cho Ayaba. And this is a very problem we have in Ambazonia, where people make decisions about their life and the future of our country based on who I love, who I hate, or which one na my group, which one will be my group. Okay, Doc, I like na Ayaba Cho, so I follow na he. Whatever he talk about, go. I did follow it go. I would see how this thing leads to disaster. When I see people the Lemangang, I mean, these are Ambazonian fighters. He passed general, but he likes Seseko. He didn't have a Seseko group. No matter what you go up, count on, she's unable to move past Seseko and do the right thing, even if it means doing it with other groups. And we have this problem. It's a very big problem in Ambazonia, that everybody, whatever you see, it is group, it is position. And I think that is the biggest news about my resignation, because Ambazonia think that when you have a position, you must hold that position. Sute, you go die. Like Cristiano they talk, now only Katapita go moving for that position. We have become so obsessed about things that are valueless. This is the reality. Let me put it to you, Ambazonians. Me, Capo Daniel, when I hear the comrade, they call me none of my name. My name's Angong Emmanuel Dong. Those are my real names. I choose to go with my name, Capo Daniel. Daniel is my baptismal name, and that is the name I choose to go by. And it is in line with our tradition of nicknames and to identify with our soldiers who all will insist on using nicknames. Here in Hong Kong, it's actually an official thing. People do not use their formal names in doing official business. They prefer to use surnames or nicknames. And these nicknames even appears in their official documents because of identity theft and a lot of things. It is a culture here in Hong Kong. So the name you see on people's name card are not necessarily a name. You can track them or search their official document for security purpose. So I choose to be called Capo Daniel, and I insist to be referred to, even into the international community, to be referred to as Capo Daniel. It does not mean I'm hiding my identity. So listen to me and listen to me carefully, fellow Ambazonians. Our biggest foolishness, now like this boy, it don't express some. When a major player, the most influential Ambazonians, the most credible official we have, internationally and locally, he resigned for the best organization. And then, even with the things put out there, you leave all those things and you are focused on the organization and the people. These are the facts. I submitted my resignation on Saturday. Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, who is the head of the egg of C, accepted that organization and that resignation and put forth to the Ambazonian people the reasons. And he explains to them that Capo Daniel and the organization or himself have divergent views that have reached a critical point, and Capo Daniel have resigned and my resignation have been accepted. And I come to the Ambazonian people and I tell them there are reasons for my resignations that stems from the pre-talks. So these reasons are out there. Any reasonable person would turn around and say, what is the reason? So that they can make their own conclusion about the resignation. But instead of focusing on the reasons, a doorman will focus on my emotions. Oh, I just wanted him to be there. He had played so many good roles. Capo Daniel will be so good. Now, he don't make people that don't really come. People where they don't be like egg of seed, they don't really join the foe. He don't reshape the struggle, and the egg of seed don't really stand too fine. He fine for all money. They focus on those emotions and they forget the real substance, which is what any smart person should focus on, the substance. Yes, Lucas Asu, the new spokesman of the egg of C, have come out with some ridiculous statement that even go against what his boss had put out there, that I had to come out to speak. I have a right to respond, and I can use that right depending on my judgment. And after that, I have explained to the Ambazonian people that the reason I decided to stay quiet about some of those issues was simply for two things. One was to respect the leadership and the organization, and it was not a need for me to do so because it would not help our people much. And the second reason I decided to stay quiet was because I don't want people to focus so much on that reason, because this issue have been made specifically to Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba. the organization is aware of this issue. And the reason I could not address this issue within the various organs of the AGOFC was that Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba himself took upon himself the duty to resolve this issue. He had meetings with us on this issue. I expressed the issue. Even the NSA, the girl which I'm complaining about, and the vice president, they apologized, they acknowledged these things. But I continue to see that the mindset of the leadership did not change, and things were going further and further to the direction that I believe was detrimental to our struggle. And it reached a critical point where I just had to step down as a drastic measure to call his attention to resolve the way he thinks and the way he operates and the way the organization operates. And the more I see that, the more nothing changed, it doesn't have the effect. I'm forced now to come to the public and explain, not because of irritations, but because of the need. There is a need for you to know, both for accountability, because not only for Ambazonia will they get negotiation, they need to account for people, both for accountability and also for resolve the issue, because it has been failed. All method I have used to solve this problem have failed. I'm now going to take time and explain to you people the differences we have. The first differences stems from our assessment of our success from the pre-talks. 1, the organization expressed by Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, whose opinion reflects the organization as the leader of that organization, is that our accomplishment to have that commitment from La Republique for negotiation was good enough. And my opinion was that it was bad for 3 main reasons. 1, we had a commitment for Cameroon to negotiate. We did not secure, which I believe we could, based on the consensus we had both in the first 3 sessions we had, one in Montreblanc, in Toronto, and I think the other third place. We had enough consensus to also secure commitment for the implementation of the end result of that negotiation. We also had a chance to also have a commitment from Canada to follow up the implementation and take that primary responsibility. All of these things we failed. Why? Because I had no chance to advocate for these things, and the NSA and the vice president were all a distraction and made the job of myself and every other delegate in the floor to be difficult and if not impossible. If you people do not know this thing, we will make the same mistake. Today we learn about our leaders who were in Abuja, how they came out. We learn how they failed in the Fumban conference. Without those lessons, we cannot improve. So me coming out to say this thing is not because I doubt Ayaba Cho's faithfulness to our country or his commitment, or that I'm claiming that he's a sellout. You don't go out and tell people they have betrayed the country simply because they take different positions with you. You don't. So the fact that I blame the organization is because there are people within the organization like the NSA, which is something I've said even before I even joined the organization. Our struggle have people who want to remain anonymous. People who are hiding their face because they want to maintain their job or because they want to travel back home, but they want to play a prominent and frontline role. It does not work that way. You can't do both. The fact that you are hiding and preserving some part of you makes you incompetent to fully go out and represent the state interest like somebody who have a skin. And most of these people who hide their face, who cannot put their face in front, but want to go and sign signatures and will be doing everything to fight for that position, they are compromised by the very nature of the compromise they have made to secure certain things for themselves than those who have sacrificed and put everything, risk it all for Ambazonia. Secondly, you also have the vice president of the AGOFC, somebody who is there for institution. He was voted there. That is the reason why he's there. He's not the second in command, the second in line in the office of Dr. Cho, because he is the second in command of the Liberation War. He's not. He's just there because of institutional things. You have those institutions to serve the leaders, to serve the people who actually work. Institutions by themselves in the liberation struggle, we have made a big mistake and it has become a hindrance. That is why I said that our movements have become political parties, where people are more focused on securing that political party and their candidacy and the position and the interest of that party than the state. And sometimes it becomes a liability. It can represent the interest of the state, but when it doesn't, it doesn't. Like in the case of now, it does not. I cannot say I like Ayaba Cho and I don't. It is irrelevant whether I like him or not. The fact of the matter is that the AGOFC is the most effective organization and the ADF is the most effective force. But there are flaws within those organizations. Just like a very good car, you can have a good car and you lack only spare tire. Not that the car cannot run. The car is perfect, but if you intend to go through the desert, you would need a spare tire. And if somebody tells you, do not use this car because it has something that I see that will be a danger for you, if you use the car the way it is without solving that problem, you end up dying in the desert. The second point of divergence I have with the organization is the handling of the confidence building measures. And also, even in terms of those who signed for La Republique, yes, of course, there are people who were delegated by the Cameroon state so they could sign for him. But there was the need to have a senior Cameroon officer there of a known public face to be there to sign on behalf of Cameroon to protect the interests of Ambazonia so that Cameroon will not easily rule back its position, which is something I even articulated in the floor. Something that Cameroon even accepted, Canadian even accepted to even fly somebody in from Cameroon to sign on behalf of Cameroon, other than the people who were there. But we could never follow them up because we have two people who were very incompetent and was a big distraction for us. And despite the fact that the president knew, he maintained them simply because I believe we are acting the way we are acting. Ambazonians, we compromise competency for loyalty. We withdraw people. Even the effectiveness of our representative there was not maintained, but they were undermined because we wanted to rotate. We were thinking this one is going there to go and fight this one is going there to do this thing. Not focus on how we can accomplish our mission there. Even when we all have consensus, it is just too many that it is useless for me to be going through them one by one. And somebody will think that if I say it is going to, somebody will know. It's inconvenient for us to hear everything or for you to put everything out there. But this is what it has come to. If these things were handled behind the scene, and I believe they could be handled behind the scene, there would be no need for you to know the details of these things. There would be no need, absolutely. But I believe they are even doubling down on this issue. I've played an audio of Mama Wali, a woman I call our Madame Teresa, saying that she's going to kick out people of the organization who are critical people. You have people like Biko Khan, who have played a critical role in shielding the Egg of Sea policy against blackmail from other sources. He has been kicked out of the Egg of Sea forum. You have people like General Ivor, one of the anonymous activists online who have been very critical, have also been kicked out, his identity exposed, that have risked his security where he is. Ambazonians in UAE or Dubai, wherever they call this place, who are supporting Capo Daniel, are all being exposed and are facing real life security who may end up in Kondengi simply because they are supporting Capo. So Mama Wali, who was complaining that she went to Nigeria to go and meet refugees, and she was sent away by people who support Seseko because she did not belong to Seseko, and all of us were crying. Are you not seeing that she have justified those actions against her by asking people to threatening to kick out people from the organization because they are supporting Capo Daniel? Is she not validating what the Seseko was doing? Those who have kicked out Biko Khan, are they not doing the same thing Milan was doing and Nalova against Dr. Cho Ayaba? Are they not doing the same thing? When Dr. Cho Ayaba could not stay in Skakuf, when Sheikh Avi was kicked out or forced to go out, whatever you may describe it, and he decided to pursue a policy of self-defense, which he believed was the right solution to save Ambazonia, rather than following delusion of Seseko, who was thinking that we'll go and protest, and Bohebel, we're going to protest in Boya Street, and they're going to have our independence. Dr. Cho Ayaba focused on doing his own things. And today he's right. So if today I see that the organization is wrong or is being stuck in the past, do you want me to stay there when I see that there's no hope for the organization to repair what I see? Or you want me to go and continue to do what I do? If I go and continue to do what I do and you consider me an enemy, are you not validating the way the IG was seeing Ayabacho like a stubborn man, somebody who don't want to join them, somebody who wants to join a cherished, a very popular organization? Are you not validating the same thing? Remember, when Ayabacho was making the case, Sheikh Kavi was making the case of the injustice of Skakuf, you have Edwin in South Africa, who is now in USA, was making the case. I came out and I was saying, these guys, all your point does not matter, so you just have to join Seseko. At the end of the day, I realized myself that it was wrong, and I changed position. And I said that no matter, you cannot cover the truth for conveniency. You can't hide things. You can't lie to people. You can't deceive people that you are winning when you are not. Today, Paul Biya have said it clear that the commitment in Canada is no go anymore for him, because the international pressure that put him there in the first place does not longer exist. And today, the AGOFC cannot even account even to its own member that there is nothing going on anymore in Canada than an effort to ravish what has been lost, or even to seize the opportunity to try to revive it. Are they not doing the same thing Sako was doing when the Swiss process was ended? And it took time for it to completely end. But Sako was using it for political gain to gather people and deceive vulnerable people who are just following because they have a negotiation. Are they not doing exactly the same today? Should I tell our people to expect independence through this process, or the revival of this process, when I believe that it will not include independence in that process? We must be rational. In the face of genocide, we must be honest to ourselves and to our people. So those who try to blackmail me or try to distort what is actually happening are the same people who are the cause of this problem. People who are not in this struggle for the common good. Because if you are for the common good, you will have to realize that the content matter. Distortion does not work. You cannot blackmail me. It will work. You cannot. I'm not coming to tell Ambazonian that Ayabacho have sell out. He has simply made wrong decisions, because those decisions I say he made that were wrong based on his own judgment. In his several conversations, in coming to conclusion, when provided with facts, he come to the right conclusion. And when these people who are compromised by their own very stance and standing in the liberation movement, but seeking and or are playing a role that surpasses their capacity, they go back and they gossip to him, feed into his ego. He followed them. He followed them. That has become a weakness I see in him. Do I call him a traitor? No. Dr. Chua Yaba, there is no price you can buy him. You cannot buy Dr. Chua Yaba. And I don't think you can buy Capo Daniel. There is no money on earth you can use to buy me. I'm doing what I believe is for the good of Ambazonia. Our struggle have had a stalemate because all the organizations, all of them, have become political parties. All of them. I have decided to have a new vision and put it to the Ambazonian people. The Ambazonian dark forces will have no general. Everybody who lead a mission will be a commander. And I will advise Ambazonian forces, all of them, abandon those names you are calling yourself generals, colonels. General Efang used to say that if he discover a new name today, somebody will come and carry it, because they start general. Another will say Fimasha. They want to say chief. So another will say I'm king. I'm super. We'll call all type of name that exist. It's ridiculous. To be honest with you, it's ridiculous. We have contradicted ourselves. We have validated Cameroon's propaganda and actions against us by behaving in the same way Cameroon is behaving. For us to achieve a new result, we must change the way we are doing things and the way we think. You cannot be doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And if Dr. Chua Yaba, which I believe in him, that he has always overcome his own personal ego, is unable to do so, I will tell you people. But I believe he's a man of honor. I believe he's a man of honor. I believe there are a lot of good people in the organization who have put their tail under their anus because they cannot speak anymore. If you think that we go and tell prisoners that they are coming out from prison and they don't come out, we don't even go and account to them. We come and tell the organization that there's going to be a ceasefire, Cameroon is going to withdraw to the barrack, inform our soldiers. And it never happened. We don't go and account to them. Who do we serve? And if you are in the organization of the AGOFC, you could not hold leadership to account. Are you not the same like the country heads of the IG, who are just there to clap their hands and wait for their positions when the country is free? I could not, of course, take this problem to the organization, as I said, because Dr. Chua Yaba, like the president of the organization, took upon himself the power and created a retrospective committee to resolve the issue, which I think he was just stalling, just keeping me in limbo. For 3 months, the committee sat just twice. And at the end of the last session, they ended up with accusations that were not valid. Even in private conversations, they confirmed that those allegations were not valid. But for what purpose would they bring it there? So I have to stand up for Ambazonia and do what is right. I will uphold the principles, the values, and I'll do it right. Like they say, do for others what you want others to do to you. If Ambazonia tend to behave the same way La Republic is behaving, we will lose this war because we'll lose international sympathy and we'll lose even the popular sympathy from the people who have given us the mandate. We will lose it, and I will not allow that to happen. God bless you all.